Oh, you already
They
eight
just,
seconds in and counting.
I know. I'm like, dang, as soon as I hit the button, like YouTube plays no games. You see how I be fidgeting with this thing right here?
Mm-hmm.
Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. And I thought when I got it, it would be a good idea because I'm all like, oh, just in case the kids, want to run and unplug stuff. But this thing right here, it gives me so much anxiety because I don't know if it's gonna die. Like I'm like, okay, I might not be able to say that word. I don't know if the power gonna run out on it, and then I'll just be talking and talking and talking, and it'd be like, But anyway, hi everybody. um, I'm on here with Lead Quarter Trucker,
Hello, everybody.
and
Late quarter here.
yeah, yep. So I don't know. I think we should like have an intro or something. But then I'm like, nah. I kind of like the whole. I learned about yapping. I learned that yapping is a thing. Like that's a format on YouTube where people just get on here. They don't react to nothing or nothing. They just get on here and they just talk, and they call that yapping.
You want to
So
yap?
yeah, I guess so. Well, because and you know what? I think I'm gonna start out with this too because like our channels are pretty small. And, sometimes people leave stuff in the comments. Like, so like if I talk about this whole like how I wanted to stream on a computer, but it wouldn't allow you to come up on the stream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, like I think that YouTube has gotten more like sophisticated because it used to be you could just jump on and do anything back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But like, now it's like, you have to have like for example, like with going live, like you had to have at least 50 subscribers to go
50
live.
subscribers from mobile live.
Mobile live? Oh, I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that. I didn't know that. I thought that
Yeah, I
was
just
all
read it.
live.
I just read something. 50 subscribers from mobile live. There isn't a
Yeah.
minimum for laptop, or at least, if I understand it correctly, it didn't have a bare minimum for it. But like mobile, they want you to have 50 subscribers.
Okay. Well, I think cause see on the computer and stuff, they have like the stream button or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, they got the stream button, but I think it says it wouldn't allow me to do that function yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Sarah Locka. Hello. And we
Hello,
got Ghost VR. So
Laka. Hello, ghosts
yeah,
underscore
yeah, it's
VR.
Ghost
Hello.
VR. Yeah. Now, one thing I will tell you about, sometimes you get some trolls on here. Like for what I do when I get a troll, if unless it's something that I think is gonna be funny, I like some people are just mean, and I'm like I'm good. Or
Most
some
people are
people,
mean. Most people are
no,
mean and
no. But here on the internet, they be wilding out. Like they be ultra mean too. So what I basically do is, if it's not gonna be funny or it's not gonna be like a back and forth, like if
hmm
somebody just being mean to be mean, or playing a prank, I don't say nothing to them. I just let them do their thing. You know.
I just
So
let them play themselves out.
yeah. Um,
Mm.
yeah, Western Long, shout out to you. And then like, so when people say hey, I try to say hey back too. Cause
Ah,
you're gonna have enough subs soon. So you're gonna be going live, which I'm excited because you go everywhere.
Weston Long, hello.
Yeah, so you know, but yeah. And I'll just say hey to them. I'll address them because sometimes they will go like left. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get really direct. So I'll just, I'll pay attention to the chat more. That way we don't get distracted. But yeah, so I don't know. I know we've been talking about like a lot of stuff. Um, but I don't know, like I was looking at, I guess the whole. I'm so intrigued by the whole. What's his name? Jeffrey Epstein
Jeffrey
thing.
Epstein, yeah.
I'm
So
so intrigued by it.
I'm intrigued by it. Just like the way he got off the first time. I don't know if anyone knows a lot about it, but there was another impending lawsuit, federal level, and the people that were going to prosecute him were told to back off.
Yeah.
So
So
he
it's
got
like,
off with that one.
but see, this is the thing that I'm curious about, right? Like,
Yep.
And I was kind of scared to talk about this live because I didn't want to make nobody mad. But I'm just kind of curious. Shout out. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name right. Roll. Um. Hi. But anyway, so I just didn't understand the outrage part. Like, okay, I'm not the type of person that's gonna sit here and be like, it's cool what he did. No, absolutely not. But people in power are creepy. Like,
People in
I don't
power
know people
feel they're invisible, can do whatever they want.
and why and what's wrong with that? I mean, okay, no. Wrong question. Isn't that true though? Because they're in power.
There's no instance in the history ever where someone in power didn't do what they wanted.
That's my point. So you're just speaking into my point, which
Well,
is
I'm not speaking against it. I'm just saying like, what do you expect? Like,
yeah. Cause that's okay. Okay. So I'm hoping that I get some resistance from you, right? Because you know how I can be kind of cold. Shout out to Cooler Taste. Hey, I say hey to everybody. I try to say hey to everybody. But this is what I be thinking. Okay, it's a lot of people, and they're really pushing this. I'm surprised at how much people are pushing the whole Epstein thing that something should be done about it, right?
hmm
The people on the list. And I'm just thinking in my head, like I've seen so many fake lists floating all over the internet, right?
yeah.
And like, and it won't even be like an effort. It'll be like something that people just typed up on their phones, put a screenshot, and just threw it on TikTok, right?
hmm
So,
A little
so
clickbait.
like it's a lot of fake lists going around, right? And then one of the lists, I was just looking at it, and I'm like, this is a great time to be a hater because if if I took every multimillionaire and celebrity that I didn't like and just put Epstein list on the top of like a Word document and screenshot it, people would go crazy, right? And a lot of people
hmm
are going crazy over the list or whatever. So, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
There was one thing you mentioned before where someone, I don't remember who, said they were going to show the list,
yeah,
and then they're like, poof.
yeah, Pam Bondi. Um, like, and this is why it's so terrible because I really wanted to show like the whole news fallout and everything else about it. But yeah, man, like I'm just thinking to myself, what would have just imagine, let's say if you name like five celebrities that everybody knows about, like and this is not to say that they don't know, 'cause
You're
I
gonna
don't
say
know.
name some. I mean, but I'm it's kind of diverse to even mention names. Okay,
Okay, this is allegedly. Okay, this is not allegedly. I'm
okay.
not allegedly.
This is listing names for the sake of listing celebrity names.
There you go. So if I
Ryan
say Jay,
Reynolds,
okay, Ryan Reynolds.
Beyonce Knowles.
We don't have to get a full. Just Beyonce, Ryan Reynolds, Jay Z,
We have
Kanye West,
Kanye. We have Kim Kardashian,
Kim
and we have
Kardashian.
Jim Carrey.
Well, Jim. Okay, Jim Carrey. Okay, we just
So
named
that
more than five.
of a celebrity
But
status.
okay, and you already know that Drake's on there. You know, Kendrick Lamar
Yeah.
told on him. But anyway, okay, let's just say we take those five or six or seven or eight. I mean, you can do like imagine like every celebrity is a freak, like, and every politician is a
Do
crook.
you? I mean, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want.
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
not?
Okay, so now I feel like I'm in an echo chamber. So this, okay, let me try to find it. Let me do this. So let me think about it. Like the names we just named, right?
Yes.
What's like? It's not like we're gonna ever see Beyonce walking down the street, or does that mean like nobody's gonna go to like her concerts anymore? I mean, what next? Like what does that do? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like,
elaborate a
okay,
little more. What you mean? What you're asking?
let's make the list shorter. Let's just make it one person. Let's just say pick your least favorite. Ryan Reynolds. Let's just pick Ryan Reynolds. Let's say Ryan Reynolds is on the list, right?
Uh huh.
Okay,
He's
now what?
in.
Now what? What?
He's in the spotlight for some legal stuff in the courts right now.
But
Um,
I'm saying, like, what does it mean? Like, even if you were to say, okay, he's on the list, okay, now what? That's what I don't understand.
He's labeled.
Okay, he gets labeled.
So
Okay.
it's like
What?
I don't know if the right word is segregated, but when you reach a certain marker, you're different than everyone else.
Yeah. So
So,
like,
but when you have so much money or fame, or in some places, money and fame equal power, well, there's things you can do and can get it hushed, so you pretty much can do what you want without consequence.
I'm just thinking to myself, let's say, and they say there's like over like 50 people on the list, and I'm pretty sure that's like a short number, right?
I'm
But
sure of it.
so let's say 50 high profile celebrities and lawmakers are on this list, right?
Oh yeah,
So I'm just trying to get the sentiment of the average person. Like, is it just gonna like be storage in their minds? Like, hey, I might have, been behind on my car note, but at least I'm not on the Epstein list like Ryan Reynolds. Like, what does that do for people? You see what I'm
well,
saying?
I guess it just is like a card they can hold later for a favor. Well, I know you're on this
Hmm.
list, so I won't tell anyone about this list if you do this for me. When I get in a tight
But
spot,
see,
like,
but see, this is okay. This is what I'm getting at. Hold on, let me slow down. Let me back up. Okay, if we put it all together, right? Epstein is a perv. I'm just trying to keep it clean, right? And
yes.
there was supposed to be a big old investigation, and he
Mm-hmm.
had a bunch of people that he could prove without a shadow of a doubt did these horrific things, to children or whatever, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where I'm disengaged at is I understand this is horrible. Okay, this is a really bad thing. I get it. But what I'm not getting is all the other people involved. Why do people care so much about other people who were involved, like getting busted, if that makes any sense?
Because these said people aren't identified any other way. They're just rocking amongst everyone freely. So, oh, I know, no one knows what to expect. So if they have children or they're of what he targeted, they're at risk and they don't know. They can't be prepared. That's why.
They can't be prepared. What do you mean they can't be prepared?
If they know who that person is, they can stay out of the vicinity. Well, we gotta go. Like, just be aware of someone that they know is a potential danger.
So, like, let's go
So,
back to
like,
Ryan Reynolds.
say you live in a neighborhood and there's a bunch of bank robbers in the neighborhood, and they have to identify as known robbers. You're not gonna want to be around when they're out because you know they're robbers. You're gonna be
Well,
like,
okay.
oh, okay,
So,
so
like,
I'm gonna keep away from
okay,
that.
all right. So here's my argument to that. We can't afford to live in the same neighborhoods as these people on the list. Now, one thing I will say is it will hurt those people's reputations. You know, it'll hurt their influence, and in many cases, like their star power. Like nobody's gonna look at. I don't really know what Ryan Reynolds represents. I've just seen him in action movies. Not really a Ryan Reynolds fan. But let's say, okay, let's take a celebrity that I can relate
Deadpool at
to.
X Men.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But let's say, okay, let's say Oprah Winfrey. Let's say if she were on the list, right?
Yeah.
I mean, would that change anything? Like, what? You know
No,
what?
well,
You know
no,
what?
because she would. Depending on the star's power, depends on how much people talk about it. And notice miraculously, when there's a serious thing about somebody of high importance, miraculously in a matter of days it's gone. We don't even talk about it anymore, and we're on to the next thing.
That's
Oprah
what I'm
Winfrey's a huge
saying.
name, so she's worth a
So
lot of money.
that's
So if she like
so
was alleged and part of that, and was like, don't even talk about it, there's gonna be no conversation.
okay. So this is what I'm thinking too. And if I'm wrong, you can stop me at any time. But I'm thinking
Wrong.
I'm thinking two ways, right? Two ways. Way number one, and I'm gonna just give an overview of each one so I don't go too long on either one. So way number one, I think is people should not. be able to get away with doing whatever they want to do. That's
Right.
number one.
Right.
Number
Everyone should
two,
follow the law.
yeah, which I got so many arguments for that. Way number two, Jazz is trying to get on and say, hey, so
Yeah,
way
I see
number
you, mama.
two, yeah, she's all like, I want to be on. Way number two is, you know,
I
like
can do it
how,
too.
like how people be, okay, so R. Kelly, great music,
Yeah.
undeniably great music. But
Yeah. Right.
even me saying that, I'm kind of nervous, like admitting that his music is great, right?
Well, see, the thing is back in the day, like you told me, people knew what these people were doing. No one talked about it. They just went with the music. Wasn't no
Right,
secret.
right.
Everyone knew. Like
Yeah.
I knew something was off about it, but I didn't know exactly detail. But when I saw the story, I was like, oh, okay. Almost not
And,
surprised. And it
and real
wasn't
quick,
just one person.
and let me acknowledge the chat real quick. I got BV Garo. He said, "What happened to all the flight logs?" Okay, see that makes me think too. Like, okay, what happened to all the flight logs? Let's say if we do get told what happened to all the flight logs, okay, or what if they give you a fake flight log? Like, what will make people feel better about this situation? And
You
like
know what
how
made
I
me feel
brought up,
better? I'm gonna tell you what made me feel better. Is if the people have the power to ask for something, and they get clandestine, untampered, uncensored proof it hasn't been played with, then every time there's an investigation about something, and if someone has enough power and money, it disappears, and we don't get the truth. We get a story. Well, it's been canceled or whatever. This is a great question. What happened to the flight logs?
but
Those are
I this
logged. Those are logged in a way where you can't erase them. So where are they?
Well, that's the thing that, okay, of course, if people are participating in criminal activity, they're going to erase their tracks. They're going to cover their tracks the best that they can. And then this guy was dealing with a lot of really important people. So, of course, he's going to like
Which
protect them.
no, yeah, yeah. We'll just yeah.
So, like, I
Important people that have lots of money know some things about some things that do some things. They know
and,
who knows who knows they know.
but okay, everybody's like obsessed with like the Illuminati, right? Or
Yeah.
like the deep state or like a shadow government or whatever. It's like, okay, I just see it as you got two realities here. You got reality number one, where they just don't tell
The
us
blue
nothing and we
pill
stay mad.
and the red pill.
Sure. I got on a blue shirt, you got on a red shirt. So it works out just fine. So we got, you don't know anything, you're just
Thank you,
mad.
Morpheus. You made that so much easier for us.
Yeah. And then you got, me, I'm the blue pill, like, okay, even if you got that information, now what you gonna do? Nothing.
Stay in Wonderland.
Okay. Maybe I'm ignorant. Okay, maybe I'm ignorant. Let me back up. Maybe some people are actually going to do something. Like,
There are always people that are wanting to do something.
okay. Let's back up. Let's say,
Because just think, whenever someone does something that someone else doesn't like, there's always someone that's like, I'm gonna do something. And there's people that
hmm,
are like, say they will. And there's people that actually organize and do it.
hmm.
And sometimes they make the news, sometimes they don't. If it's bad enough, sometimes they don't because they don't want to cause uproar. They're about
I,
to talk about the milk has been contaminated today in this one farm, and it tastes funny, and they had to turn
but
it
see,
around.
like I just feel like I almost, what I really think this is? I feel like this is something to keep us distracted from something really big that's going on.
There's
That we
definitely
really,
something for that because there's so many major things that are important to us to know. Why not have? I mean, this is important, but there's way bigger. It's like you fishing for the biggest one. They give you one just big enough to catch your eye, but not the full thing you're looking for.
because
And it's
let's
done on
just be
purpose.
real,
It's orchestrated.
like even like as we sit on this computer right now, like on this live, like people are always distracted.
Yes.
People are always occupied. Nobody's really paying attention to anything. So like one thing about this situation is all I can think of is that it gives the everyday person the ability to be outraged about something that they can't control either way.
Well, if I outrage you with something that makes you emotional, well, then you're not thinking anymore, are you?
Either way, it's not a thought. Like I mean, which I
But
can.
think about it. It's wasting your time while I do this over here.
That's my point. See, like I feel like I'm just preaching to the choir here. Like what I was hoping for was that you would be like, well, of course. Like I was hoping to see if I could get like some kind of disagreement because, in my opinion, in my heart of hearts, I I don't think. Oh my God, I feel scared to even say this online. I don't think that this is something that we should be focused on. I don't think that it matters. I think now, morally speaking, yeah, it's controversial. Like, yeah, but at the same time, just like how he got in trouble the first time, Epstein, he got in trouble the first time, and he got away with it.
Hmm.
So, and then now he's unalived. So, and then
The
okay, now
report,
there's
the
a
report,
list.
the report of what I read was that he committed suicide, and strangled himself.
Well, yeah, I'm using this language because I don't want to get flagged or anything. Because when you use certain words, that's why I said unalived. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
yeah, YouTube is all crazy. I
Yeah. I
am this
don't
close to trying. I'm this close to trying to find another platform that's less because you can't just say it. But yeah, that's what I meant. So like now I'm like, okay, but it's like people still want something to be done. People still want justice for like the victims and stuff like that. But the victims have been preyed on by some really big people.
know.
Ugh.
Right.
Like, huh?
I said right.
Yeah. Shout out to
I
BB
don't just go.
Gara. Yeah,
I don't just
Rumble.
go
We should
away.
try Rumble. Huh? Ooh, mama, what you doing? Oh, she got. Oh, she still got the that food processor. And I be looking for this. I be trying to grind down some peppers and onions. Y'all, I be cooking sometimes. And I can never find this thing because she always has it. And it always just miraculously appear at the most inopportune times. And then this time I'm gonna put it somewhere where I can find it.
Hmm.
Oh, but yeah, so I'm gonna put this right here on the table so I can get back to it. But anyway, so this is what I'm thinking. Again, let's come up with our little imaginary list. And let's say that all the people that we ever wanted to know about was on that list. Like, I know a lot of people's careers would be like over, right? Like, let's say if Ellen DeGeneres is on it, you know what I mean? Or surprise, like how I was talking about the R. Kelly thing. You know,
R.
I don't,
Kelly, Ellen
I don't,
DeGeneres,
yeah, and I'm just like,
D-
okay,
Diddy.
you, and that's the analogy I was making too, like how you know when I was younger and the stuff came out about R. Kelly, I stopped listening to his music. I mean, his music was already disturbing if you pay attention to the lyrics, right?
Hmm.
But it just gave me confirmation of why I should not consume his content at all. I'm like I talked about him like he's a content creator. But anyway, so like yeah, his music was a little disturbing, and then when the allegations came out, I'm like, well, of course he did, right? Um, and so
Of course
cool.
he did.
Yeah. So that, but see, here's the deal though. So poor choice the word deal though with a THO. Anyway, here's the thing with that. So okay, his music is creepy. Cool. You finally get allegations against him, and he got off. Ugh, hate to use that terminology, but you see what I mean. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. That's that. He gets away with it for a long time. And then eventually he doesn't get away with it. He's in prison now, right?
Right.
But you can't tell me you don't like the Chocolate Factory. But here's the thing that's associated with his music. Now when you play his music, and especially like I Believe I Can Fly, that was hitting all records. That touched everybody. Ugh, that's that
That was
again.
just the words you used. I find it mighty funny. The words you use to describe something can actually be lead-ons to something that is unintentional. Yet if you say
Right, yeah.
something
Yeah. So that's the thing. Okay, cool. You cannot deny that I believe I can fly is the banger. Oh, it's that
Did it again.
jam. I know. I'm trying not to.
But it's hard not to
I'm
see.
trying not to. But okay. So that's the thing. That's the point that I'm trying to get to. So now, if anybody ride around bumping R. Kelly, everybody's gonna be like, ugh, right?
Hmm.
Now, just imagine, like I said, we used some pretty big names. Like, well, Kanye, he already shot himself down with his crazy anti-Semitic stuff or whatever what they label him as. Um, I mean, Tyler Perry, he's still doing okay. You know what I mean? He's still topping the charts on Netflix or whatever. Um, let me see. BB Varga just said, and I hope I'm not butchering your name, by the way, but he said, I truly appreciate both of your insight. I always get other well thought opinions. Yeah. So,
Thank
and
you.
I'm yeah, thank you for your comment too. Oh, Jazz is dancing. Okay, you want to dance? You want to dance right now? This is like the worst time to dance because I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Okay, all right. So like yeah, because I just felt like there are okay, there are things that are going really, really well compared to the last administration. There are things that are doing better. Now, I know some people are just anti-Trump no matter what, and I get it. You know, Trump is not the easiest person to, be on the same side with, you know.
Hmm.
But
If you don't
compared to
benefit
how,
from who's running the office, you're against them.
yeah, so this seems to be the one thing because this is what I'm worried about more than anything. All these wars, like how you talked about how Syria, I think you said you saw something on your news feed that said that Syria launched another attack or something like that.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay, people are being bombed, like civilian populations are being wiped out. I don't
Yep.
know if there's been any nuclear
I haven't seen
warfare.
anything nuclear, but
Yeah, but we're like on the cusp, and I mean, right now
finger
Russia.
twitching. And just I don't know if you know, but Russia supplied over 70% of India's defense stuff. So.
Yeah. And then like the death toll in the Russian-Ukraine war is over 1 million bodies right now.
Hmm.
Right? So like in my opinion, and then like I'll just be honest, like Trump is managing a lot of stuff all at once. And I'll tell you another thing that I realized,
That man
like,
doesn't sleep.
huh?
That man doesn't sleep.
Right. And then I'm just saying, like, sometimes I wish I could put her on camera. I just like to protect her privacy, but she's like getting better with her hand eye coordination. And she was doing like this and like being like, oh snap, I'm moving my hand. Oh, like, she was really having a good time. It was a really cute moment. But anyway,
Hmm.
I'm just saying this to contrast, like, okay. And then now, I know you said that the Wall Street Journal
Hmm.
is getting sued. What was that number again? $90 billion Trump is suing them
10.
for? Huh?
10.
10 billion. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is another thing I wanted to dispel too. I do not believe that Trump is on that list. I don't.
Yeah, I believe fully that he's being slandered because here's one thing. Um, I don't believe he knew what everything that guy was involved in at all.
I
Epstein.
wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far because I feel like that top 1% group, they are very well connected to each other. Oh, and
Well,
by the way,
what I mean by
yeah, go
no
ahead.
is no, but no, no, no.
Yeah.
Like
So,
I know of XP. I know a little bit about what XP does with Y and A, but not everything it does with C. There's a little bit of talk of it, but not enough where I
yeah.
kind of my antenna goes up. Like, oh, what the?
Well, this
Like
this is
it's like the affiliation.
well, I would give the benefit of the doubt, but I think there's a lot to know. First of all, when you're in 1% of the population, Um, and I think they're 1% of the population of the world wealth wise. And I could be wrong. It's probably just the United States, but they're a very small group of people, and they're
Hmm.
very tight knit. And somebody chilling in your house, you going to a island. Come on
Yeah,
now, the
which
whole
he had
island.
islands. Yes, he did. He owned an island off Manhattan.
Yeah, it's an island of events.
Owned,
It's
owned,
not.
owned.
We're not talking about somebody's backyard barbecue. We're talking from the time you get off the plane, and it's a private island. So we
Hmm.
all know what's going down on that island. Like, so I don't buy the idea that Trump didn't know. But okay, so
One thing is clear: he's trying to distance himself.
yeah, you better. I don't think he represented. I don't think he wanted to be a part of that in any kind of way, especially because this whole idea of becoming president, he's flirted with this for decades. You know,
Hmm.
he's contemplated this. So you can't have that kind of stain on your shirt. And another reason why I think about it too is because um, you know how the Democrats were doing absolutely everything to make sure he doesn't make it into office, pulling out all
Yeah,
the stuff.
yeah.
If
He put a
this
record
was
on him and
something
everything.
they
He was going to sue Murdoch and Wall Street for 10 billion over the Epstein article about the letters.
okay,
And
perfect.
10 billion.
Yeah, yeah, and that's good. I don't have my other phone. It's over there, but I was gonna see if I could pull up some stuff. And I might just multitask on it. But yeah, so that's the thing. I'm pretty sure if during that really really dirty race, if they could have thrown this on them, they would have thrown it on them. But then it makes me think again, like it's people on both sides whose names
Hmm.
are on the list. So it's like you cut off your nose to spite your face, right? So it'll get you
Hmm.
in some real trouble. It's like if you and I robbed the bank, you know, but I took the majority of the money, and you mad at me, we still robbed the bank. So you can't really
Yeah.
snitch
One
on
last
me.
one last point on the Epstein thing was it was on his Epstein's birthday.
Ugh, what was on his birthday? Now even his birthday sound nasty.
The lawsuit was placed on his birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, so that I can feel disgusted every year. What day is his birthday? Do you know?
You said what year?
Yeah, I mean, what? No, when is his birthday? He was born in
Give me
July.
1 second. I'll tell you.
All right.
January 20th, 1953.
Ugh, January 20th. That's eerily close to my grandfather's birthday. I don't like it. Anyway, and my favorite grandfather, is he my favorite? No, he's not my favorite. He can't be my favorite. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Um, I just feel like even if we did know everything and we did learn everything, like I try, like going back to that analogy, bringing up R. Kelly or whatever, like I I know that if I were to say I really like his music, oh, mama, you all right? If
You
I
like
were to
everything
say
he
I
likes. You're okay with what he does.
right, right,
Hmm.
um,
And that's the thing I've noticed is like if you're not with whoever's representing a certain party, and you like another one, like say we're not really for the some of the views of Democrats,
yeah.
but once we openly are more in favor of Trump, oh, so everything he does, everything that he's up, you're okay with that.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to confuse politics with like reputation, though. Like, which even though those two are kind of blurred, but
There,
what I'm saying
what
is,
there, yeah. I was just gonna say
because
something
like,
similar, but
let's say
okay.
if your hero was always Oprah Winfrey, and then you find out that Oprah
Could you pick a
Winfrey.
better hero for me than Oprah Winfrey, please?
Well, I was just trying to make it okay. What's a celebrity that we both appreciate at the same time? That's gonna be hard. Samuel L. Jackson.
That was so hard, wasn't it? And what's his line in almost every movie?
You say what now?
And what's his line in every movie? What'd you say?
MF.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Now you
yeah.
talking my
That would
language.
that would be nasty. if
Mm-hmm.
he was involved in that. But but he was on drugs real bad, so I don't think he was sober enough to do anything like that. Shout out to BB Gara, said I'm off to bed. Have a good night. Let's week. You too. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Next. But yeah, so that let's just do that for example. Let's say if we found out he was on the list, does that mean I'm gonna stop watching Pulp Fiction and you're gonna stop watching? I don't know if you just. I know I watch Coming to
Star
America. You
Wars.
know, Star Wars. What else do you watch? Or what for Hateful Eight? You know, I mean,
What'd you say?
oh, I got something even worse than that. I got something even worse than that. What if Denzel Washington was on there? Does that mean you're never gonna watch Training Day? Does that mean
Training
that you're
Day.
never gonna watch Gladiator 2
Unstoppable.
ever? Yeah. Eddie Murphy.
Fences.
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy's a
Murphy.
freak, but I don't think he'd go for kids. You know what I mean?
I don't. I don't. There's a. See, you have to have a certain kind of mind to not. It's just something that's off.
With
I don't know how to say it without saying it a certain way because I'm not like that.
what do you mean when you say something is off? You talking about something about Eddie Murphy, or you talking about
Look at Epstein.
okay?
Was like just like a normal guy.
No, obviously.
Well, I'm just saying there's something off. Like you can just see like something's off. He's just like.
Well, yeah, but that okay. We know he's a creep. It's established. We got it. Now, what I'm getting at is
Like he's like now.
because I'm trying to understand the outrage. Like the
Yeah.
government,
The
like
outrage is people swear that everyone knew and they did nothing, and he did it again, and now he
I,
only went to jail after the fact, and then he
and then
died in jail,
let's
and no
say
one
it's a
else got
bunch of
reparations for it, and he
like
had so much money.
let's say it's a bunch of other people that did it. My thing is, what difference does it make? Like, what difference does it make? Like, why is this scandal taking up so much space in people's thoughts? You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's an injustice, but again, people in power do really awful, incriminating things. They're really terrible people. I don't think even my local politicians, I don't think they're good people. I vote for them because they support policies that I care about. And that's it. You know, they do all kinds of awful, terrible things. And they don't even like me personally. Let's just be real. Like these celebrities and lawmakers, Prince Andrew does not care about the population of the UK. He does not care at all. Like Trump personally does not care. He doesn't know us. He doesn't care. Kamala doesn't know us, right? So it's like, and if
That's
Oprah's on that
outrageous.
list, huh?
I just that's outrageous.
It's like nobody cares. Nobody cares about it. Like we're looking for people to be our friend who don't even know us. It just feels
Looking for a
pathetic.
little humanity or something that's not humane. Ah.
Yeah. So I mean, in my opinion, I 100% like every listen. I only know like underground celeb, like Cat Williams. I know he ain't had nothing to do with that.
No, he wouldn't stand for
You know
that.
what I mean? Huh?
He wouldn't stand for that.
Heck no, no, absolutely.
He'd be like,
Now everybody who works for
what's the other
Disney,
guy? Other guy, Eddie, not Eddie Murphy. Dang, Eddie Griffin.
who?
Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffin? No, Eddie, no,
The,
no. You know what? Maybe we should just make this live stream a game. We should just blurt out random celebrity names and be like, did they do it? Shannon Sharp? Nope.
um,
No, he did. He got enough going on. He got enough going on. He ain't, come on now. Cause you know, he wanted to date his wage and not his age. He's not.
I want to do a whole lot more than that.
No, you just
Look at
missed
him.
it. You just missed it. It just hit me. It just hit me.
He fits a category.
No, I just said that. Oh my God. But I don't think Epstein would kick it. Would he kick it?
What?
Ooh.
You don't think what?
I don't think Epstein would let him on the island. That's how we should do this. That's how we should do this. Like, we should think about every celebrity that we think will go to a private island. Ah, no.
Well, here's the
All the
problem. Going to private island for vacation and doing
well, I
things that
don't
aren't
care.
wrong.
I don't care what they went there for. Cause everybody knows if you own an island, what you be doing on that island. So, oh no, I ain't do nothing. Oh, that's like me trying to go to like a house party in Charlotte. Oh no, I didn't know there would be weed here. Of course there's gonna be weed there. It's a house party in the Queen City. Of course there's gonna be weed.
I didn't know it was
So,
gonna be alcohol, right?
well, it's a house party. Again, it's a
I've
house
never
party.
heard of a house party without alcohol and weed in it.
This is not church. Like, we know what they do. Everybody know what he doing. Everybody know what he doing. So if one is wealthy, they are corrupt. No. Shout out to Scott Buckner. Sorry if I butchered your name.
No,
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 but
no.
the
There's just
ones at
certain
the
people
very
that
top.
are wealthy that are at the top. Um, they're not keeping their vest buttoned. I guess you could say.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I think the majority of people who are incredibly wealthy that way are corrupt. I believe that. Like, these people who make so much money that they don't even think about money. Like, they don't even think about toilet paper. They don't even think about mortgages. Like, they don't think about what when we wake up and we're like, oh my God, I want to make sure my child has a decent education. They don't care. They don't have those problems. They know their kids are going to Harvard or MIT or wherever. They know that. They just know. It's things that they just take for granted. Like, some of us would be tripping over the grocery list. You know, I know groceries. So it's like when they are so busy doing their own thing, I mean, I hate to say it, but like in a way, and I might be wrong for saying this, are they kind of like free in a way that we're not? Because, I would like to believe that there are really good, kind hearted people who are millionaires and billionaires, people who hold themselves accountable, people who are like, oh man, I have all these billions. I shouldn't step on little people. I would
There are
love to believe that. There are,
the ones that don't make the news that keep out of trouble.
like, okay,
When you
like,
have
like
when
how,
you're part of a club and have to make appearances, you make the appearances, and then you do it, carry on with your business. But there's some people that make a name, like when you go to a business function, you're there to make connections to make more money and more business and
right,
whatever it takes.
right.
Well, it's like some people go there and do that specifically, and there's nefarious things about it. And there's some people that just go for the appearance and then they keep their head out of it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and you're talking about a heavy hitter here. This man's a multi-billionaire. So who doesn't want to be affiliated with a multi-billionaire?
Right.
And especially if you're in this money game where you're a millionaire, you're crossing over from millions and you want to get up to billions, it becomes about networking. It's no longer about, see, for those of us who are trying to make like 100,000 plus a year or something like that, that's a milestone for us. These people, they just make money. Like, money is not a thing to them. And they're making money based off of their social networks and their decision making, their friend groups, their circles. They don't have the same concerns that we have. Like, they're not
Right.
doing the day to day. So when I
Most
think about
billionaires now are really, really old.
well,
Like you
yeah,
got some
okay,
younger ones. You got some younger ones like Facebook guy and like Mark Zuckerberg. But
yeah,
like most of them are
but
pretty
here's my
old. So it's
point.
like
Like a lot of people do the right thing because their bank account will hold them accountable. They're gonna feel the consequences of their actions.
right.
Most people have good morals because in a way they're kind of forced to have good. I want to make sure I don't miss what Scott Buckner said. He said, preach, and then he said, it's true. They just simply don't understand, but there are good ones. Yeah, and yeah, I do believe there are good ones. Now, and I'm speaking in very broad, general terms, but I'm also trying to help with this idea of like how people think Jazz is doing her thing over there. She's just dancing randomly. But like people who don't have to worry about consequences. It's like, Josh, I tell you about this all the time. Like when I used to take this very basic class, moral and ethics, and they used to ask if you could be invisible for one day and never serve the consequences the day after for the rest of your life, what would you do in those 24 hours? And there are people who are so rich to where it's like, when they go to prison, it's not prison for them. It's like
What they
they're
what they what they break dancing into the show? Yeah,
no, like they're very
got caught.
comfortable. They're very comfortable. Like he got to live comfortably. Epstein, he got a slap on the wrist when he got convicted the first time, and he got off easy. You got a lot of celebrities who live very, very comfortably when they're in prison. They're not like the rest of us. They're not like the majority where we suffer. We physically suffer. They have the means and they have the connections. They can make phone calls. And they don't deal with the type of stuff that we deal with. And then when you have people that don't deal with consequences, it's very difficult. You got some people who work their way up, so they know what it's like to struggle. They know what it's like
Hmm.
to get to this point. Like, you and I, we talk about all the time, hey man, remember when we were trying to get our money up to buy a car, or when we were doing this, remember when we went through that, or we went through that flood in Texas, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Then
flood in
you have,
Texas.
yeah, that text. I gotta post that
Oh,
too. That
y'all,
was
we gotta
dope.
post that video. It is crazy,
That
but
video was so cool.
we were we
But
were we were
yeah,
having a time
and
of our
then just
lives.
imagine, like, we'll talk about this, and then let's say like 20 years from now, we're doing a whole lot better. I mean, what that flood in Texas was like, what, 4 years ago or something like that.
I think it was
So
2019.
yeah, 29. Whew, 6 years ago. Yeah, we got it. We're gonna have to time cut that. But yeah, but then you got some rich people that they never had to deal with anything. So who I mean, they don't know. And then even in I'm not rich, but I did grow up in an environment
September
where
19th, 2019.
yeah, I did grow up in an environment where I did not have to deal with problems like that. So like it was very easy for me to look down on other people. And then it was very easy for me to do things that I'm not proud of today. Like having gone through a little bit more in life and realizing like you can't just judge people or label people and things like that. Now I've had some humbling experiences that has brought me to this point. But imagine if you are a multi-billionaire. Forget owning your own house. Forget owning your own neighborhood. Imagine your own land mass in the middle of the ocean where people have to fly to see you.
And you're God there, right? So it's your private property.
Right. Like it's my island. Like shout out to Ozark on Netflix. Like how we talk about Darlene and Jacob. Like you come to their house, you may never leave, and they have so much land, they'll just bury you there. That's just a house and land, okay? Imagine an island. And that's what I'm thinking. Like I don't, and I hate to say this, and I hope I don't upset anybody by saying this, but there are a lot of things you can accuse Trump for. This, I can't see it. I know Trump got other
Specifically.
issues. The being on this list,
Yeah, that's
being
why I was like, I don't think he was part of it, and didn't know anything about it. Just having his
yeah,
name on there, I think it's just a fact of associated by he was known to communicate with the person, and now this went
right,
down. They want to go after another person that, oh well, he was there too. He was there too. It's like
yeah, just the affiliation with other people who were, and then I feel like it's so many people that he has to protect. You know what I mean? So
Because the way it is like the when you was telling me about if someone has a crime, if you get more people involved, then it's less and it's spread around. But it's like
Yeah.
literally like how he says like a witch hunt in a way where since obviously we're talking about a certain class that all communicate so they know each other
Hmm.
to an
Hmm.
extent. So it's like if Tom Cruise, Larry Ellison, Bill Gates, all the people all friends with Jeffrey Epstein, with Elon Musk does something crazy, and everyone's like, oh well, something happens to Musk, okay, he's on to whatever he's doing with right now. But they're looking, oh well, he was in contact with all these people I just mentioned. Oh well, they're part of it too. What
Yeah.
do you know about this here?
I'm
Tell us
a
your
I'm gonna
relationship
grab
to
my phone.
Elon Musk.
Keep talking. I'm gonna grab this other phone. Keep talking. I can hear you.
So it's like everyone on that list that's associated with you is part of what you already were charged with, and it won't stop there because they want to make money off of it. It's not about doing what's right with it. That's what killed me. Is like it doesn't even matter. You can know someone by name, and talk to them, and you're associated with whatever they've done. Even if you don't know, it doesn't matter. You know the person, so how do you not know?
I
That's the
just
words
got
they
this.
use.
I just got this really funny idea of like seeing how many people I can find on the internet who's taking pictures of this with this guy.
Ah,
Oh, I got an even better idea than that. What if we find pictures like of like recent people? You got a screen over there?
yeah.
Oh snap! Maybe you can pull up some stuff too. Maybe we can both pull up some stuff. And y'all, again, sorry, this kind of ghetto, but like they won't let us like share content on the computer. We haven't figured that out yet. But there was some things that we wanted to talk about on here, anyways, even though we can't do it. But like, yeah, if you just Google a bunch of photos, I mean, wouldn't that? Okay, now I feel like a bad person because I was getting ready to say, wouldn't that tell everybody what they needed to know if they saw all the people who took pictures with Jeffrey Epstein? Celebrity pictures. It's a Google search. It's the same Google search. People are like mad. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh no. Everybody keeps putting Trump up. I don't like that. Well, you know Bill Clinton, because Trump, that's what killed me about Trump. He talked all this cash money S word.
Michael Jackson's on the list.
How do you know he's on the list? Was the list released?
Well, not I'm sorry, not the list, but there's photos of him.
With Epstein, yeah.
Michael Jackson, Alec Baldwin, Naomi
Yeah.
Campbell, some other celebrities. I got a list here, a list of people.
Well, you're saying they have a photo with him? Oh,
Yeah,
this right here is AI. Ah ha ha. They almost got me. Yeah, this is I honestly feel like this is something to distract
on a
people.
contact list. Now,
Yeah,
it's
it's a lot of
now
AI.
what I don't like is a guaranteed not mess with source, just throwing out names without being able to prove it. Like you can go,
Yeah.
I'm searching for this, and it can go, oh, we found this, but it also has, did you mean this, or what is this? And it's like, how do you know? But from what I found, Mick Jagger, Prince Andrew, Robert F. Kennedy's mother,
Mm, mm,
Andrew
mm.
Cuomo, the former New York governor.
Hmm. Yeah, that's troublesome. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's probably good to and then I'm a fight or flight type of person, and I have to say, I must admit, a lot of times I'm a flight person. I'm kind of cowardly in that if I could avoid conflict, I will. Um, I would totally avoid conflict. And I'm the type of person that I just be looking at, if we can just pay attention to the administration and get the country back on track the best way we can. Because even the way that Trump is handling, like, let's talk about like immigration, even like, uh, I think that's something we should be paying attention to. Like, everybody's kind of nervous about people just being picked up and thrown out of the country. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it could be a whole lot worse. Um, it's a lot of things that we need to fix, that we can fix, that's in our control. Ooh, here's another thing I'm thinking about. What if they're making this much noise to throw a damper on the Republican Party during midterm elections? It's like the track record for everything else is great, but this thing that's not really relevant, in my opinion, they're putting this on to make the Republican Party look bad. Well, make Trump look bad. And then now you got a lot of Republicans who are like disassociated with Trump over Epstein. Like, because a lot of
Hmm.
people are like, oh, he's
Trump
probably a
and
part of
Epstein were
it.
close friends for 15 years, according to The Guardian.
Right. And then here's another thing too. Trump has been a straight shooter this entire time. Why is he
Mm.
getting crooked on this? This and I know MAGA, this made MAGA look
They
at
claim to have tapes of Epstein saying Donald Trump was closest friend.
I just still don't understand. I just still don't
I
understand
find it I
why.
find it highly too convenient.
Yeah, I almost feel like this is
And
like,
even if it was true, the fact that Trump cut him off, obviously he's not interested in that kind of thing.
yeah.
And there's plenty of people on the other side that are just as responsible as people trying to get heavy up. So
Yeah, and I also wanted to see if I could play the sound on here. I
they
can't
just
use
want to go after
Windows.
someone that has a lot of money because they know they'll get paid.
Yeah, so I also wanted to do this sound because I wanted to get your opinion. If you still got a little bit of time, you still got some time because I know you working and stuff tonight. But I wanted to play the bite, see if you could. Because when I talked to you about this on the phone, you flipped all the
Came
way
up to
out.
me and she was so nice. She was like, "Can I have a picture?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, so you know how you get.
Hey, did you hear that? All right.
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay, cool. So I'm just trying to let me see if I can fast forward. Oh, thank you. So I have to say this. So I'm move on to the subject about this whole, Michelle Obama, her podcast, her bringing up
Oh, we're
Barack.
shifting gears.
Yeah, we're shifting gears, and I know it's sudden, but
Very.
it's getting late. We've been on for an hour. I don't know if you realize, like, for 58 minutes, but I really want to pick your
Yeah,
brain
that
about
time right
this.
there.
Yeah. So, cause I don't know. Like, I don't know if you've heard it or seen this part. Um, but um, I was wondering what you were thinking about when Barack Obama was saying that boys should have, you know, a gay mentor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get what he's saying all the way. But boy, they are talking about a lot. And I did have this pulled up on the computer, but I wanted you to be able to be on here. Let me see. Okay, there it is. Let me play this real quick.
And detect pre-cancer. And in addition to its convenience, the Cologuard test
I
is
can hear it.
also affordable. Most insured patients. So if you're 45 at
True among mothers because sadly many mothers are parenting alone, which is a huge problem.
Nope.
Even detect pre-cancer. And in addition to its convenience, the
Mention was just being intentional with your friendships, making the investment, knowing it's important, letting them know they're important to you, your friends. small gestures, all that stuff mattered. And I do think that guys sometimes don't do that. Like like the idea is, all right, well, if you're around, we can hang out. If it happens, it happens. But
Yeah, I know so many men who don't call each other.
Yeah.
They don't talk on a regular basis. They're
They
best
just wait.
friends. And it's like, well, I saw him 3 years ago. He's my best friend.
Right. And so I think I have gotten better about this. And, one of the things that got me through the White House was that those same three friends
Yeah.
that I knew, from high school, I saw them all the time.
Yeah.
And Bobby Tickham became a scaffolding for me to pull myself into manner. But even as I was doing that, though, my mom was still dragging me to art museum.
Well, there you go.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mhm. One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be
Like,
everything.
he can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or whatever, they have it.
That's the part I wanted to highlight. I know everybody is having a whole fuss about that, right? The whole your face.
First of all, he talks so little about father, as in dad. I think he has some dad issues.
Well, of course he has daddy issues.
But okay, if you're a heterosexual man, I mean, he talked about little gestures like being flirted with. That kind of rang some alarm bells to me.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up. How did you get flirting out of that? Okay,
Because he talked about when they're talking about guy friends where you lose contact and keep in touch, and it's like he was talking about like almost like romanticizing having friendships, and then he talked about the gay professor afterwards,
okay,
and that
now
he
I
needed
will
his
say
guidance.
this. I will say this. I did jump through it because I did have to go through the transcript and everything to get to this point. So I did cut to that part, right? So what I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
do?
cut him?
Yeah, I did cut to that part because it's very difficult. She's doing better about doing her segments, like Michelle Obama. She's doing so much better at cutting everything. But I did end up. This is actually at the 58, 59-minute mark, where he's talking about. This title is "Helping Boys Access Emotion," right? So, which the title. So I guess what I'll do is just play it back from the beginning because okay, so from the top when I first started playing through, I was sifting through because they were talking about boys' mental health and stuff like that, and then boys becoming men, and them not really maintaining friendships and stuff like that, right? And
Men
so
know
I
that.
was,
Men
huh?
don't. Men don't. That's not how men. See, boys already know that friendships can and will end at any time. We don't invest too much emotion in having guy friends.
Why?
Because if we invest emotion in a guy friend and they're gone, that's a loss of energy. Any relationship a guy has costs energy and trust.
Okay.
So if I have three friends and I know I won't talk, or when we separate because I'm not talking with them anymore, I'm not really thinking about them too much investment wise or feelings because they're not there. I'll be wasting my time wondering what they're doing or whatever,
Okay,
One and
so
two, solidly a man who's raised as a man knows he doesn't really have time to be thinking about guy friend emotions because he has the rest of the world to look at. He has to pay attention to what's happening in front of him.
so like even when because I did jump around a lot in this playing what they spoke about.
Hmm.
Um, so what I'm getting from you is that the way that they're talking is their
There's
whole
nothing masculine in any kind of way about this man at all.
so their whole approach is off.
It's off. Okay, say what you want about football or any other sport. The whole point is you put as much as you can into it.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Like there's a point where you learn if it's not for you or not, but it's not like it's just how to explain it. A man is physical. This is emotional.
Okay.
It's like
So let me
it's like twisting down the masculinity.
okay. So can I play this clip that they talked about with the they talked about sports. Oh man. Oh man, I really want to start from the top. Like, you know, before I continue with this whole Michelle Obama thing, first of all, I want to apologize to her. I know I don't exist in her world at all. But when she first started this podcast, I was irritated because you know how the media is, and you know, like how they have like representation. So like she represents black women. She and her husband represent black power dynamic or like the power couple dynamic, right? And all this other stuff.
Yeah,
And I know
I
I
would
put
say
that.
that'd be great, but does the Barack identify as a black man?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. But this is what I'm getting into. Yeah, he does consider himself a black man. This is what I'm getting into. At first, I was frustrated because I felt like they didn't represent black people, right?
Hmm.
But then at the same time, I had to realize that that's just a part of the politics. That's a part of the podcast. It's a part of the game. It's what gets them likes, views, like shares. You know what I mean? Comments and share. So they're playing the game, right?
Hmm.
So with that being said, I can't hate the player. I can only hate the game. Like I appreciate what they're doing from like a content creation perspective. That being said, I know I put out a live talking about how she was shaming Barack. In my opinion, I don't think she's shaming him. Um, and when she said that whole thing about not wanting to have a son with Barack, I feel her wholeheartedly because even like how you were just talking just now, saying his talking points, they are not the talking points of a man, of a regular masculine man. When she was like, I would have had a little Barack. What woman wants a husband that another man hears and go, that's not a masculine man? Why would you want part two of that, right?
Hmm.
So now, I'm starting to understand why Michelle moves so independently the way that she does. But there are some clips. Let me see. I know you talked about sports, but I really want to play these three clips. So this is going to be the first one. This one where they say boys need multiple role models, right? So I was
Hmm.
going to play that part, and I was wondering what you was going to think on that. So I'm gonna play it. Cool.
That's cool.
And detect precancer. And
Oh
in
boy.
addition to it,
Mention was just being intentional with your friendships, making the investment, knowing it's important, um, letting them know they're important to you, your friends, small gestures, all that stuff mattered. And I do think that guys sometimes don't do that. Like the idea is, all right, well,
Tell
if
me when to
you're
pause.
around, we can hang out.
Pause.
If it happens,
Okay.
Men are competitive. Nothing he's talking about is being competitive as a man. Already lost me right there.
So like, if you're friends with
That's
a
one of the
man, you
reasons why I
can't.
was talking about sports is you compete.
Well, yeah, but
Find out.
you okay? Let's say you're a teammate, right?
Yes,
Can't you be friends with your teammate?
you can be allies with your teammate. You're on the field of where basically where you are. You're at battle. You need allies to do battle. One is easily beaten. Two is not. You need allies. Off that you can, but when you're doing something like a sport that requires teamwork, you have to have allies.
Okay, so you're playing football, right? You're a wide receiver.
Yep. You need
Oh,
linebackers.
wait a minute. And you and the quarterback are friends. You're not gonna give
Yep.
him a call and tell him good night, or say, "Hey man, how you doing?"
No.
Look at your face.
No. He's running the team. My job is to be open so he can throw the ball.
But
We
I'm
talk about
saying,
plays
even
on the.
after
We
the
talk about
game, I'm
no,
saying off the field,
no.
you're not gonna check in. You know what
For
I
what?
mean? Because that's your friend.
That's not my friend. That's the leader of the team on the field.
But I'm saying, like, outside of football.
Unless we've bonded outside of football,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and even that, because he's generally quarterbacks are older because they earn up to it. And even if it's not the case, you have to. It's more than just the game. You have to have commonalities, interests that are aligned. You
That's what
have
I'm
to.
saying. I'm saying, given all that, given that before y'all even played football, y'all were homeboys since elementary school. Y'all were friends ever since y'all were kids. Then y'all
Mhm.
go up to high school. Now y'all playing junior varsity together. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, like, outside. I'm not saying you just met this guy playing football and now you're gonna give each other a bear hug. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying,
Okay, good.
you
I'm glad you
know,
clarified that because what it sounded like.
no, that's not even intelligent. I'm saying, like, okay, I'm just saying the dynamics of a man's friendship. And, as a woman, I don't know. So, like, let me put it this way. Women, we call, you know how women are. You know what I mean? We call
Yeah,
each other, we text each other, we talk about
yeah.
nothing for hours, we care about each other's feelings. You know what I mean? Like when you're having issues in the marriage, when I'm having issues in the marriage, and I talk to my female friends about it, it's like, oh girl, you're gonna be all right, even if the situation is jacked up. But just to help her feel better. Guys, like, even when you and I, we have disagreements, I don't see you going, yo, I'm about to hit up one of my homeboys and kind of vent. You know, it's just, I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I guess, is it like a unspoken rule that, like, because that's what he's talking about, is like how men are not like affectionate in a way to where they're being mindful of how each other feels. For example, you making that face?
Remember when Kim Samuel said it's not about how you feel?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not about how you feel. My job as a man is to do what I'm supposed to do, the best I can do, so that I can do what I need to do. If I get caught up in my feelings, I'll stop and quit. What woman's
How does
attracted to a
that
guy that wants to quit?
how does that relate to a friendship?
If your friend is having negative stuff in their life and it's bumming you down, are you going to stay with that friend talking to them?
If
Men are
if
competitive. Remember this.
so, like, so you even compete against your friends?
Yes.
Wow, no
You keep them
hesitation
in
there.
check. You keep them in check. And they keep you in check. You compete. I am going to do this right, so you can't tell me on this hit. You keep each other strong.
Okay.
There's some things you can't talk to your wife about.
Hmm. I'm gonna play a little more. I'm gonna play a little more because
I'm
it
not
gets a
done.
little. Okay.
So the only way that would work is if you and that guy have aligning similar interests that don't go any lines, because each guy has the line of that don't cross. We don't talk about my wife. Okay.
So wait
We
a
don't talk
minute. Let
about
me say.
we don't talk
Okay.
about my kids. Okay.
Okay. So like you guys have boundaries with your friendships.
Yes.
Cause like I'm gonna tell you, like women,
And the only way there
we
isn't any boundaries is if it's said beforehand. I'm gonna call you out and be direct if you do something fucked up. I'm gonna tell you. Excuse my language.
yeah, yeah.
And we both have to agree on that. If I don't agree and he wants to do that, I didn't agree. You can't come to me that way. Cut.
So men's friendships are very structured.
Yes, because each man in a
So
friendship has a role to play. If I'm slipping up doing something, that friend is supposed to have my back. Because if he's doing the same thing, I'm supposed to have his back. That's a betrayal. That's a fight.
So, like what he's talking about when he's like, guys should reach out to their friends, they should call their friends, they should be more emotionally available for their friends. The way you were looking as I was playing this, and it's quite a bit more to play because I really was curious. I was like, I really want to see what a man's man would have to say about something like this. You know what I mean? I've seen other content creators react to it, but to
Men are
just to
really
get a
less
more
concerned about friendships with men and more concerned about getting their business done. So they have men men who are thinking about being like the best of themselves. They think about mentally, physically, all the ways, but they mostly want to acquire the peak of all they can do, mental, like all those things they can do. That doesn't leave a lot of room to have friends. And if their friends are the kind of friend, like say your friend's a gym trainer and they push you, you can bond off of that because that trainer pushes you in a way to make you better. But it's not the same as how he's talking about.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm
Because
really
because
worried
think
about my
about it.
woman.
You were talking about football, right? Football. I
Yes.
don't know if you know. Okay, there's freshman, junior, or sophomore, junior, and senior. You know, senior and fresh and juniors usually play separate from the other two classes
Okay.
because the younger ones will get bullied and get in the way. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Okay,
obviously
well
yeah.
they're not. I mean, they don't all mesh all the time.
Because see, this is what I
There are
don't
different
get.
stages.
This is what I don't get. I'm like, when you use the example of the gym trainer, how men can form friendships and bonds off of, okay, we're training at the gym, and this guy helped
Yes,
me lose X amount of pounds or whatever. I'm more ripped, whatever. But
yes.
let's say outside of the gym, there is no, hey man, let's say if your
That's
trainer
private and
cancels.
separate.
Well, let's say if your trainer cancels because he's having a hard day, like he's sad or something. First of all, is that even a realistic scenario? Like, hey, I'm depressed. I don't think I should come in because I'm having a hard time.
Very rare.
And if they
Very rare.
are, if they admit that as
Then
a man,
each other the next time. But if you're saying, "Hey, you good?"
yeah.
I'm not gonna pour my heart out. Like, are you okay? You
But
need
but but,
anything?
but
Like,
that's the that's
no.
the that's the thing. Like, why don't you pour your heart out though? Is that like a
That's
violation of
like
guy
me
code?
being in love with it. No,
Why? You so
no.
you're not letting me play the rest of this because I really wanted to
Because
get to the.
it sounds unmanly.
I know, but I
Guys don't
really
pour their hearts. There's only two things men put their hearts into: woman they love and their children.
okay, but I really wanted you to try to. It's I got quite a few more minutes to go, and I would really love to get all of this in because this is really good information. Because I was just thinking to myself, I was like, what's wrong with that? How come men don't hug? How come men don't text good night? How come men don't go, hey man, come over and spend some time with me? I mean, it gets better. I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna hit play. And then just tell me when. There we go. Let's try it.
But
Yeah, I know so many men who don't call each other.
Yeah.
They don't talk on a regular basis. They're
They
best
just wait.
friends. And it's like, well, I saw him 3 years ago.
Pause.
He's my best friend.
Right. And so I think I have gotten
Pause.
better about this. And, one of the things that got me through the White House was that those same three friends
Yeah.
that I knew, from high school,
School. See?
I saw them all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bobby Tickham was during most of the White House was a commercial fisherman in Hawaii, and Greg Orm was
Hawaii?
managing a yogurt plant in
Yogurt.
in Oregon, and Mike Ramos was an accountant.
Yeah.
And
An accountant.
but the sense of trust and the memories we shared, and them having our backs, and them loving our daughters, and we set up this thing. Michelle did this. One of the best gifts I ever got for my birthday was my 50th, and it was a rough time. I was getting my butt kicked in the presidency, and she organized my 50th birthday, brought all these friends from all my different walks of life to Camp David for a weekend. And of course, being boys, we just started
Playing
competing.
games.
Games
It
with
was
balls.
organized.
And
Okay. Your face. When you said being boys, I could not stop thinking of Abba and Preach.
You remember Frank Underwood in House of Cards?
Why did I know you was gonna go there? Why did I know? Okay, what you about to say? Let me let you say it.
That scene speaks for itself.
Oh, which scene? They're all gross. You talking about Meekum?
More than House of Cards with Frank Underwood and his school reunion with his three friends.
Oh
Usually,
no!
there's some love going on in there.
Hold
if it's
on.
that close like that.
Yeah. Why do you have to go that far? Why did you?
Because you kept pushing.
Okay. Listen. Okay, all right.
That's why it's very rare for a guy to have a friend like that. Because if he is, Frank wasn't invested in his wife,
Okay.
so he's got time to invest in other people, like a forgotten love interest.
Okay, all right. So I don't mean to sound like a feminist, but I'm starting to hear mansplaining. Okay, because what I'm trying to do is decode, and this is very challenging for me because what I'm doing is I'm uncoding my feminine thoughts, which are like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you have your friend call you, text you, spend time with you, form memories with you? You got daughters, he got daughters. You guys can bring your daughters together. You can all have a girl dad day. And then it's like, as he's talking, your face is getting just darker and darker and like, and I'm sitting here and I'm just everything he's saying, I'm like, yes, clock it. I'm just like, yes, queen in my mind, because I'm like, it makes sense. Like, but as a guy, you're just like, ugh, stop, pause, ugh. And it's like, why though? Like, he's getting emotional support from his guy friends. What's wrong with that? Wouldn't you like emotional support from your guy friends? Like, no, I'm not.
No.
Why? I mean, because, and I just feel like, he did it. He did it. So what's wrong with being like, hey, but when he said, being boys, like the boys being boys, he got me with that one.
That's why. When you have a friend like that, it brings you back to your childhood. You act like a little boy who doesn't know shit. And what you want to do is act that out. Like, go back in time. When you get older, you have responsibilities you cannot ignore. You don't have time to do that. What people don't realize about men, as you get to a point in age when you have to be taking care of yourself, you no longer can be a child in any sense of the word. You have to handle things as an adult and be responsible for every outcome.
So everything's like
There's no safety net. There's no safety net. Yeah, no. Everywhere I go, I have to watch front and back, waiting for someone to try, because I'm by myself, and I'm a man.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say
someone, meaning there's no say. If I fuck up and break my leg, oh well, or someone just jumps me and tries to take my stuff, oh well, he hit him first or whatever. There's no safety net. No one's gonna come to my rescue. There's no safety net. If I'm unable to work tomorrow because my back breaks, no one's gonna go, we understand how hard you worked. We're gonna make sure you're good regardless. They don't care.
Okay, but this is why he's talking about men and friendship. So That way you can have friends.
Do you really think a friend is going to be just looking out for your best interest and knows that you
No.
have? Okay, thank you. That's why there's lines men don't cross. Men have lines like a football field. There's lines, a line you do not cross without my express permission and dire need. And even then, it's limited access.
So
You,
as a
they tend to
man,
they tend to stay too long and get comfortable, and then cross boundaries they wouldn't normally cross.
so as a man, since life is very cutthroat, as a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how women, we get the leisure of being emotional all the time. And society never criticizes us for it. We get to be as expressive as we'd like to be.
Let me just paint a picture for you. Back in the old time where you like, hey, you can't do this, so I'll say no, and that's it, and you get, we'll say it, slapped for it. Okay, that's wrong. Now you can say whatever you want, however you want, whenever you want, to whoever you want, and if I raise hell about it, you can say I did something I didn't do. There's no defense, and I'm gone. And you can have lied, and you'll get a light sentence. But if I lied, I'm going away. It's not just because I'm a black man; it's just a man. There's no protection for a man. The instant
But
I
that's
invest in someone,
but that's why I'm trying to understand, because I'm looking at this like how he says men should be more supportive. Like the type of way you're describing your worldview leads me to think that, it'd be nice if you had somebody that because I mean, I already know you can't open up to me because you're just scaring me talking about how hard men's lives are.
do you realize some men some
But
men
like
stay
just
some
to
men
finish,
stay unsober to cope with the stress of what they have to do, knowing that no one
yeah.
cares?
But let me say this. This is the point that I'm getting to. Like, okay, as a woman, I don't get it. But what's wrong with is it so bad to be able to open up to another man about
Yes,
what they're
because another
going through?
man will see your weakness and take advantage.
Hmm. But if they're handling the
Very
friendship with
few. That can be a guy's. See, a guy knows how another guy thinks. A guy knows how strong another guy can be. What he doesn't know is how the guy's mind thinks, what his weakness is. Emotional is a weakness that can be exploited. For
so
instance,
for
if I had a
men,
friend that knew that I was upset with you about something, and he knew how to make it smooth over, and knew exactly how you thought, you think he would wait around and see if I figured it out? If he wanted to do something? No.
so
He'd come to you.
so is the life of a man so difficult that they got to be on their toes at all times?
Yes. As soon as a boy hits puberty, he
So
better get ready, because 18, he might as well be thrown on the edge of the cliff. Catch it.
Okay.
And by the way, you're blessed if your father is there to guide you in some way and help you, because that's the only man you can trust.
He touches on that too. I wanted to know what your
Your
full.
father, not a professor.
No, he talked about fathers too. That's why I wanted to play it through. Like, I know it's cringeworthy. The other male content creators I've seen their reactions, and these are the kind of questions I would have loved to ask them, but they have such large audiences. So this is one of the reasons why I like asking you, because I'm like, when these guys, they kind of express the sentiment that you did too. It's like, as a man, you don't do this and you don't do that. And as a
Because
woman, I'm
because
sitting here
because
like,
think but think about it though for a second. You you want me to be the best. You pick me because you want me as the best, right?
correct.
How am I gonna be the best if I'm coming to you weakish? Oh, my emotions. No, because I'm gonna tell you right now, no one out here gives a darn about my emotions.
Right. And that's just men in general.
Unless that man can relate and knows how to help and make it better and wants to freely with no tie, no.
So there's always got to be like a prerequisite. There's not like, I'm just gonna help you because you're going through a hard time.
Correct. There's no men operate. If I give you something, you give me something in return.
Hmm.
Always.
All right, I'm gonna hit play
If
on this because I want to know, because I didn't know that it was this deep, but I'm gonna hit play on this. All right, because I want
okay,
to see what you think about this other stuff.
And And we had so much fun that we made it into an annual thing that we started calling Camp Avalon, even after it was no longer in Camp David. And, you get these, 12, 15 middle-aged men running,
Grown.
bowling or, playing ping pong.
I've witnessed it.
You've seen
It's
it.
quite the
It is
It's
spectacle.
quite the spectacle.
Yes.
But the point is, you're just creating some structures where guys can get together, and then in stride, in the flow, now a whole bunch of stuff is shared, talked about, etc. That turned out to be something that mattered a lot to me. But what's been your secret to maintaining your friendships and
It's been your last point of being intentional.
right?
And to Misha's point, I would say in the last, let's call it 7 years. So that's not long.
Mhm.
I have, because of these kinds of discussions, I have picked up the phone and called my friends more often than I had done in the past.
Why are you looking like that?
I'm just
I think
listening.
these are some good, healthy points. They've been picking up the phone, they've been calling their friends, and you're over here looking like,
Does a
are
man
they
have
lying?
time to do that shit while they're doing other? I mean, they got stuff to do. They have limited time. Men have to reach a success level to reach what they want to do before they get too old.
Hmm.
Men don't get where they're really successful till after 40 usually. It means they have to spend all that time priming to get right where it is. They don't have time for that. And even if they do, it's a liability. What what happens when they're friends? They're going to be emotionally distraught. They're going to be on their game. Most things that guys do that are successful have to be on their game so they don't make mistakes that cost them everything they worked for. Then they got to start all over again. And these friendships sound romantic.
Why? Because they call each other and they talk about their problems and they probably even do group hugs.
No, talking about structures and stuff. Guys build things, don't create. Like, it's just,
I'm about to hit play some more so you can see what else they had to say on there.
how much of
Because
this is there?
well, okay, the multiple role models and then boys sport. Well, man, this is torturous for you. I didn't even know it was this bad for men. This, because as a woman, I'll listen to this. I just know that there was something
You do
wrong.
realize that a man thinks simply and
But these are
logically.
men here. These are men here. Are they not simple? Are they not logical?
They're not talking like a man. He's talking like a woman.
Because they talked about boys needing multiple role models. They talked about boys in sports. And then they talked about.
When did boys, when they were older, have multiple role models and had to do like that?
Well, I
Think about it
mean,
and
men
get
have
it.
always
Like,
done it.
yeah, but the way
That
it's brought
they're
to light
going
is this. The way it's brought to light. Okay, let's say you had friends like that. Cool. They're a part of a core that you have that helps you grow.
Yes.
But the way they're talking about it is way romanticized. It's like a Disney story.
Okay. You know, like how we talked about there are different types of women, right? Could
Yeah.
it be that this is like a different type of man? Like these guys are more delicate? Or is it
A
just a
man's not
man being
delicate.
tough? You don't think so? You don't think like even like bottom guys, like LGBTQ guys, are delicate?
You think a bottom guy will take so much crap a certain way?
Absolutely. Am I naive?
Yes. It will play a role,
I
but
do
if you
want to
go the
talk
wrong
to
way,
Emma as a mother, because
he's gonna
she's a
hit play on
mother
me.
trying to figure this out. And I do think there's a
I really, really like. This is dragging worse than the Epstein thing. But I am so curious. Like, and I know this is annoying for you, but I'm just so curious. I still
I love
can't
how I was
see.
talking to you and you hit play though. That was kind of crazy.
Yes, because I want you to like I'm having such a hard time figuring out what's wrong with what they're saying. I really
You know how I was raised, and I wasn't even raised the way that some other people have been raised, and I don't even think that that's okay.
I
So
know
just
and I get
imagine.
what you're saying, but I'm saying like just I'm just speaking strictly from a masculine point of view, from a
There's nothing
man point of
masculine about
view.
what he's saying. The way
And
he's
that's the
wording it
hang
is
up.
wrong.
That's the hang up that I am having with you is that I haven't heard him be feminine yet. Like, no, I don't agree. It's just he's not my cup of tea. But what he's saying,
Okay, I'll put it to you this way. How does Donald Trump address anyone who talks to him versus Obama? Straight back, square. I'm gonna make eye
yeah,
contact with you. Handshake, firm. He's even pulled.
very
Hey,
direct, very direct.
okay,
Yeah.
that's not how this other guy does.
But this is the thing is like, don't you think there are different forms of masculinity?
No,
Hmm. So there's
Donald
only one way to
Trump
be
does not cross
masculine.
his legs, and he does not sit tiny in the chair and fold his arms that way. He's not
Okay.
open to take on any challenge. He's just like this. He's sitting there like this. What's
Well,
that message
see,
display?
well, yeah, but see, some guys are not tough like Trump. Most
You don't
guys
have to
aren't.
be. You don't have to be tough to be masculine. You just have to
Hmm.
show I am a man. Don't try me. The point is, I'm going to show you I'm a man. Don't mess with me.
I just don't understand how you can't have.
There's key behaviors that show I'm a man. Don't mess with me, and men respect that. When you don't use these behaviors, they don't respect it. Any man will try
And,
you. Even men
and
that would just test it anyway.
by the way, when I played this, it was to make sure because the way that they have their edits on there is that it makes it difficult to figure out when it's an ad and when it's not. So I was playing it through, but here's the thing. I am trying, and I haven't even got to the tip of the iceberg. I am very um, fascinated with how much outrage the little bit of what I played. That wasn't even a full 5 minutes, I don't think. And it hasn't even gotten to the worst part yet. Like they talk about guys in sports, they talk about, you know, having multiple male role models, and they
Kind of
even went as
lost.
far as to say having the father is not enough, right? That there needs
Yeah.
to be multiple men involved. And I would really, really like for you to hear all of it because I'm just curious. It's purely for me because I really I just thought this is just a different type of man. Like, so if you like, and I probably am making a mistake by doing this, but like you got some women who are for the streets, and then you got some women who want to be at home and take care of their families. And I thought this was like the same situation. Like he's not the type of like his equivalent in that analogy would be he's a guy for the streets. He's not like men who like yourself who, believe in structure, discipline, order, rules, you know, feminine and masculinity. He has his own beliefs and he just have a different way of doing it. And I mean, the fact that it's not seen as another form of masculinity. What? That face.
Hit play, man.
Okay. Uh-oh. I think it went out.
Must not have meant to be.
Hmm.
I'm sure you can get it back.
Yeah, I'm sure I can too. Let me see. Let me restart this. Because I didn't want it to be to where you have to keep repeating it. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted to know for what you thought on all of this stuff.
Alone, which is a huge problem. And I think that's something worth sort of talking through among mothers, because sadly, many mothers are parenting alone, which is a huge problem. I think Scott Galloway, there are other researchers out there who say that one of the challenges that boys face is that there just aren't enough men in their lives. You know, the men have disappeared, whether through divorce or fatherhood. There are small numbers of male teachers in high schools. Boys are growing up in an education system where they're mostly surrounded by women. Right. Barack, you've talked about the fact that they.
Now, what I'm going to do is fast forward it because it's gonna get worse. No, because now they're gonna talk about boys in sports. Yeah, I'm gonna let it play through.
Education system isn't even designed to recognize boys and what they need. So, what do we say to Emma? Because again, we don't know whether she's parenting alone or whether she has a husband. But I do think that mothers struggle to figure out what do their sons need. And so they wind up operating out of their own fears and their own instincts, which is to love unconditionally. I think mom was like this. She raised me to be tough because I think she knew what it was like to be a woman. In her mind, she knew what she was preparing me for. The insults, the limitations, the whatever you the sexism, the biases. So she knew you have to have a mouth. You have to be able to speak up for yourself. With you, she wanted you to be nice so that you wouldn't get in trouble or you wouldn't get arrested. But was that who you were? So what do we say to the Emmas of the world? How do we sort of start thinking as a society about helping mothers raise sons, because they're doing it alone and we're being told that we don't have what it takes to give boys all of what they need?
Well, look, I think you started hinting at it. As somebody who was raised by a single mom, not perfectly, but that unconditional love as a start is the right. Mm-hmm. I do think, though, thinking about raising boys in the same way you're thinking about raising daughters, which is how do you make them good, responsible people who know how to function and
not the same.
How to understand themselves well enough that they can navigate this really complicated world, and setting high expectations. So there are a lot of these things that apply to boys and girls. I do think that there are some particular issues with boys that as a society we're not addressing. I do think as a society we have to create more structures for boys and men to have guidance, rituals, frameworks, encouragement,
rituals,
to be able to meet a wide range of role models, so that
told you it was a bunch of bogus.
Whatever their inclinations, they can see a path to success that isn't just sports or money. Making a lot of money, and so that's on all of us together. What I would say to Emma would be, in your community, even if you have a wonderful male partner who's in the house, I think it still would be good to find
partner. So you're just okay to have babies without being married, not a husband. Just wanted to say.
I am trying so hard to play devil's advocate over here, and it is not. Whoa, rituals, partner.
It's okay, and she can't raise it. No, she can't, because she's not a man, and she's not the father, so she doesn't know how he thinks of
it. A lot of what I'm saying about raising boys can be the same for girls, and I'm like, no.
Not even close.
Because no, I can't, like he's losing me, and I'm okay. And I know this is a lot for you, and I do appreciate your patience. But the reason why I lean on this the way that I do is because I don't think that there are enough men who say, hey, it's not okay for a man to carry himself a certain way. And especially talking to a woman, and having your raw opinion and expressing it on the internet of all places to a woman, right? Because,
Yep.
leave it to people like this. That's like you're being toxic. Times when you don't want to listen to this, it's because you're being closed minded, things
Oh,
like
is that what it
that.
is? He
Well, yeah,
just
that's
he
how
just
they
he
would
he
categorize
he
it.
he just literally said there's not enough male role models, and there's similarities with boys and girls, where they be paired for things in life that are the same, and they're not the same. Very early on, you can tell boys and girls have not the same journey in life. One and
I,
two, he just really alluded to the fact that there's a lot of mothers who don't have fathers for their children who are married to them, and he kind of glossed over that, not focus on that point, which is a huge issue.
Mhm.
But we're gonna
Cause
jump from that, and I'm being toxic because everyone knows, and no one can deny, no one's addressing that to have a best functioning, best chance for your children to have both parents be married.
yee. Okay, I just wanted to put this on here. This whole when he said a male partner,
That sounds gay.
see, yeah, and I get what you're saying. Let's back up just for a second, because he was talking about a woman having a male partner. That's what kind of threw a red flag up for me because you know if I put my Democrat hat on, right, my liberal hat on, I would be like, well, you said having a marriage, having a husband and a wife. Well, he just expressed having a male partner. So
There's a
doesn't that
name and label
provide?
with husband versus a partner. Partner can be, as you have described in your pronouns and such, it can be the same gender or a different gender, but the role is partner. You have no rights to the child. You don't have rights to many other things, and quite frankly, you really don't have a say.
Okay. I mean, because you
So if
have
you're gonna
some
get
people.
upset, so if
Whoa,
you're gonna
whoa,
have
whoa,
a
wait a minute,
baby
wait
with
a minute.
someone and not be married and get upset and you're a
Wait
baby
a
daddy,
minute.
you don't have
Wait a
rights.
minute. Now, okay, hold on. Let me back up. Did you know there are heterosexual married couples where the woman and the man both agree that they are partners?
Yes,
So that eliminates your argument of saying having rights over a child because if you're married, you have equal rights as long as you're married, right?
you just said
So,
partner.
yeah,
Are you
I
talking about
know.
partners that are married or just partners that just
Yeah,
partner?
I'm talking about partners who are married. Yeah.
What about the children?
What about them?
They see their parents aren't together and are partners. You think the kids can't figure that out?
Well, not to get too far away from it, because here's my thing: is that there are plenty of kids who are growing up where their father and mother are married and they call each other partners. Now, I disagree with it, but at the same time,
All that
when you talk,
is a deflection and pivot from being responsible to be on the line with the one you had a child with. A partner again can be anyone, even if you are married. Why would you be called a partner if you're married?
so you think excuse me, so
Think
you're
about
saying,
think about marriage, husband and wife, or even in this case, two of the same gender. One is a husband, one's a wife.
no, but we're not talking about that. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to get to the closest part, what you're thinking about. A husband and a wife, but they don't consider themselves husband and wives. They consider themselves partners. Let's say they do everything to the book that you think they should do. Are they not still partners? Like they call each other partners, but they're doing the same exact thing. Like, the woman is taking
No,
care of the
no,
house,
no, because they're
the
not
man
one.
is
They're
working.
separate.
So
They're cut in
so
the middle.
that name, that label in and of itself, that messes up everything
Yes,
automatically. Why?
yes, because they're not one.
Huh. Doesn't them being married make them a woman?
No, because if you're being married and you're just called a partner, you are not taking that spouse, i.e., husband and wife. You're not taking the name to be a representation of the person. You're saying the partner. So you're only partially taking the spoils of being married, if you call it that. And your child will suffer because the child will pick up on that.
Well, see, I'm not
If you
trying to
say,
get
if you
into the
say, if you
children.
say, yeah, I know, but see, it goes to them. That's why it affects them. This is why he's talking about this. He's
Okay,
talking about
so
moms that are don't have fathers. He just mentioned it
yes,
because
but I'm
it all connects. So you can't really separate it because it all connects. If you have a child and you are not married, that child with a mom has problems developing male relationships as a role model because he didn't have a father.
okay. 1 second, 1 second, and I
Hmm.
know, and I understand that they're twisting and pushing and pulling. I get it, but what I am trying to say is, if you take your ideal marriage structure and you just change it from husband and wife to partner, that makes all the difference. Now,
What are the
when you
rights of
said
each partner?
yes, huh?
What are the rights of each partner?
The same as a husband and a wife. It's just literally a label.
I disagree.
Hey, it cut off and cut back in.
Your voice is way gone. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it cut out.
Well, still can't hear you.
Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me restart this. Oh, can you hear me now?
No,
Okay.
you sound really far. You're not even talking as clear as I'm talking now.
Okay. Let's do it like this then. All right. So, can you hear me? Uh oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that last live, it timed out. I think if you go on for a certain amount of time, it'll time out.
2 hours.
Huh?
2 hours.
Yeah. So, here's my question. I was wondering if you wanted to continue with the conversation or did you want to cut it off? Because I feel like we were really getting to the meat of it, but I do know it's kind of getting late.
You're cutting in and out with your voice.
Ah. Well, okay. With that, I'll go ahead and end it because I am having
I can.
connection
I
issues.
could hear you. I don't know what you're doing, but you were just talking clear and then you went out again.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll just end it, okay?